Happy Whiskey Wednesday, everyone. I'm Robin.
I'm Jerry.
Were you going to interrupt me?
No.
This is Savor at Home number
88. Is it?
No, it's 83.
83.
This is Savor at Home number 83. And as promised, what are we trying?
My birthday present.
Which was?
Leopold Bros.
Leopold
3-chamber rye whiskey.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that right there. Collector's edition.
It is a collector's edition. Why is that?
Because it's not often that they make this.
What can you tell me about this?
It is a rye whiskey.
Meaning?
That it's made from mostly rye.
Okay.
It was made in a 3-chamber still.
Wow, what's a 3-chamber still?
I'll show you a picture of it. There it is. You know, your standard 3-chamber still.
Standard 3-chamber still. Oh, so there's a lot in the U.S.?
No. But this is one of the standard ones.
Okay. So Leopold Bros is a distillery in Denver, Colorado, founded by the brothers.
Bros.
Yeah, they're brothers. Todd and Scott are the brothers.
I think Todd is who signed this bottle.
Todd is the one who re-engineered the 3-chamber still. So before I talk about the 3-chamber still, Leopold Bros is a really cool distillery. They produce a lot of different products. But right now they are working on building up a brand new facility that's going to be a zero waste facility.
That's very cool.
It is very cool. So they're incorporating things like a full water recycling center, as well as like a compost center.
That's awesome.
And things like that. They also do floor malting, which is more common in Scotland than it is in the US, but they are the only distillery in Colorado that does their own malting for all of their products. And they're expanding their malting facility so that they can malt for other breweries and distilleries.
That's cool.
All the ingredients that they use for their products, they source locally from family farms. Again, another cool thing. They ferment their whiskeys on grain.
Very cool.
They have 8 stills and 5 of them are different styles. Now, one of them is this 3-chamber still, which is a little bit hard to explain in a short tasting video. So I highly recommend going over and checking out the video that Leopold Bros released about the 3-chamber still. But it is
at leopoldbros.com/3-chambers.
Wow.
3-chamber.
I'll leave a link in the description below. But essentially, this is a still that was used way back in the day, in the 1800s in the US. And it would produce this very rich, heavily bodied rye whiskey.
So that is why the bottle says a revival of a lost American tradition.
It's exactly why. So Todd Leopold re-engineered this 3-chamber still by reading a bunch of old manuscripts. And that's how he figured it out. And traditionally, the 3-chamber rye was blended with a column distilled rye, which is much lighter, and that would give you more of a well-balanced flavor profile. And I already did this tasting, but if you go back to, click right here, Savor at Home number 70. What if it's on the other side? It might be over here. If you go back to Savor at Home number 70, I taste through the Dickel Leopold Bros collaboration rye where they did just that. So for the mash bill for this 3-chamber rye, they use 80% rye and 20% malted barley. Now the 80% rye is a heritage grain that they grew. It's called Abruzzi rye, I believe. Is that how you would pronounce that? A-B-R-U.
I can't read your handwriting.
Z-Z-I.
Sure, yeah.
A-B-R-U-Z-Z-I.
A-B-R-U-Z-Z-I. Abruzzi.
Abruzzi rye.
Abruzzi.
Yeah, it's definitely Italian. And then they age all of their spirits in a dunnage style warehouse in Colorado.
Sounds scary.
Really
Spooky.
scary. Okay, can you tell me the ABV on this?
It is 50 flat, 100% proof.
100% proof?
It's 100 proof,
Yeah.
50% ABV.
Anything else you want to tell us about it?
It's bottled in bond.
Which means
I forget.
I literally just posted this video yesterday.
I know, I didn't watch it. It's bottled in bond.
Bottled in bond means distilled by one distiller at one distillery during one distillation season. It's aged for a minimum of 4 years in a federally bonded warehouse, and it's bottled at 50% ABV or 100 proof. That's exactly what I said in my video that I posted on Monday.
It's also fermented and aged and bottled in bond. They just do it all.
Yeah.
Should we taste it?
I'm ready. Before we taste,
Okay.
I want to give a huge shout out to the Patreons.
Ooh.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for helping to support the channel and for being a part of the community over on Patreon. And if you, the viewer, would also like to join us on Patreon, I'll leave a link in the description below. Now let's taste.
Let's taste.
Tell me, what do you think about the color?
It's got a nice color to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little on the darker honey side, almost a little bit of rose gold.
I'd say a light copper. I wouldn't say
copper.
Rose gold. I'd definitely call it a copper.
I agree.
Mm-hmm, but like a lighter copper. And right off the bat on the nose.
It was a great nose.
Yeah. Right off the bat, I get the grains. Mm-hmm. It's very grain forward. So I'm getting the rye, but not in a super spicy way. There's a little bit of like an herbal characteristic, almost like hay as well. But
yep, right behind that, it's a little fruity. It's nice.
Yeah, there's definitely some like citrus. I get some tangerine peel, tangerine rind.
Almost like a cutie.
There's a little bit of caramel and toffee. And then there's almost like, it's not quite a dark chocolate, but it's a darker milk chocolate. Definitely like a Whoppers thing. Malted milk ball covered in chocolate.
I can see that. Go in for a little sip. It's a nice mouthfeel. Mm-hmm. Wow, it's really nice. It has more of a, it's very classic but excellent traditional rye taste. I think they kind of hit the nail on the head with a very traditional rye, but done
what do you mean
really
by
well.
Traditional rye flavors?
Like I get the spices, those rye spices a lot more on the palate than the nose.
Mm-hmm. But when I think about American ryes, I think about MGP. And with MGP, I tend to get like a pickly, briny dill thing.
What was MGP around in the 1800s?
What rye whiskey have you tasted from the 1800s?
I don't know.
But it is really nice. There's definitely a lot more chocolatiness that comes forward with some like nougat flavors, and there's spice, but it is just baking spice. I'm not getting any pickliness or anything like that. It's really nice, a little bit herbal, but very, very nice baking spices. A lot of nutmeg and clove and cinnamon. Oh, what is that? It might be caraway. Classic rye characteristic.
Interesting.
A little caraway.
It's excellent.
Yeah, it's got a little savory like caraway thing, which is really fun. That malted milk ball thing, that Whopper thing definitely comes forward. The grains are really present, but not in an overpowering way. It's really, really nice, and I agree. It's a delicious rye.
It's a very delicious rye.
Yeah.
I will say one of the best rye whiskeys I've tasted. And I do like rye whiskeys.
I'm super glad I picked up a bottle for you for your birthday.
Me too.
Do you think it's worth the price that I paid for it?
What was the price you paid for it?
It was on sale.
Okay.
but essentially like $200.
I'd say, yeah, this is one that you're going to crack open on some special occasions, like a birthday. And if you enjoy a rye whiskey, then yes.
Yeah.
It's worth it. It's very good.
Ooh. Dried cranberries in the finish. That was a nice, pleasant surprise. Some cranberry. That's nice.
Yeah.
I would definitely suggest this if you are a big fan of rye. It's got a special story that goes along with it. Leopold Bros is really cool in everything that they're doing. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people would look at this and think $200 for a 4-year-old rye whiskey is a hefty price. But I think for all the craft that actually goes into it, and I don't say craft in a loose term, like the artisanal craftedness that goes into making this makes it well worth the $200 for sure.
It plays.
It plays?
It plays.
What does that mean?
It plays. Put it out there in that category. It plays.
Plays?
It plays.
Plays?
Plays, yeah, it plays.
Is that what they... No, I've never heard that. Is that what the
plays.
kids are saying now? Is that like, it slaps?
No. It's just like, that plays. If you thought this video is neat, hit the like button and subscribe. And leave us a comment below.
Leopold, oh, I can't say Leopold. Proper pot of coffee and a proper coffee pot. So for this rye, they use a mash. Why are you smiling? What did you do? Mash bill is 80% rye. What?
Now I'm just laughing and thinking about laughing. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. No.